There it is. There it is. There it is. Welcome to Talking Tokens on a Tuesday.
Hey.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh, here comes. Oh, he's a real person. He's not.
He's a real boy.
He exists.
I'm
I'm on my
boy.
laptop.
There you go. That maybe your laptop in
scribbles.
your closet. I remember this perspective.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff. Welcome to Talking Tokens with Simple
On a Tuesday.
Cryptocurrency, the best crypto community in Northern Virginia. That's what we're claiming right now. All right. My name's Adam. What are you? Oh, Mike's. You're running the comments over here. There you go.
I just brought him up here. I said, "Hey, look, he's on
There you
time. We want to recognize that. Thank you, sir."
Right off the bat, we got loyal members. My name's Adam. There's Mike, Simple Crypto John, and we got a special guest, Mr. Long. How you doing?
How to do.
Welcome to the show. We're glad to have new faces, new perspectives on cryptocurrency. So what's going on, everybody? How's everyone's week?
I'm doing phenomenal.
Watching the climb, man. Just watching the climb.
Ah,
Climb.
That's the story. That's the story every week. Watching that climb.
I mean, I'm watching that drop at the same time because
Well, no,
Mama loves me a good buy.
every time you drop, it's an opportunity to climb up the next week. So otherwise, you got nothing to climb.
And
he's right.
we saw some stock market woes today, which seems like the crypto market, kind of took the initial dip earlier than the market, but recovered almost already.
Well, we had
delayed.
two things happened since last show. So freaking
Omicron, right? Anagram for moronic just happens to be.
It's like the new variant that everyone's freaking out about.
Super spreadable, but it doesn't do anything to you. So it's like we forgot to tell you that side part.
Yeah, very light and mild symptoms. So that kind of threw. I think that was on like maybe Friday or something. Right when we were about to break out again, it kind of fell off and went back to the bottom of the little trend that we were following, and then I think today there was a little bit of drop.
Back in action, baby.
What was the second part, Adam?
I think what's his name? The Fed guy talked about inflation it's no longer being transitory. So then the markets kind of fell off, and
right. it's like,
but, I mean,
semi-transitory. Now it's like permanent transitory or semi.
Well, he's like, it's time to retire the transitory inflation sentiment.
Talk.
So basically, okay, everything that we already have been talking about is true in the fiat world. So inflation exists. That's why we're here in Bitcoin world.
Yeah.
Also, dealing with finances 2 weeks from now is like the dedeadline for the ceiling, the debt ceiling.
Okay. So it's
yeah.
like
that'll be next week's show, December's
right.
December show.
That's going to be a big thing because there's people who don't want to raise it, and
but they always end up doing it. I mean, they always need to like fund the budget, so it's always like just print more money, printer
maybe
go.
this might be the last time. Someone's playing chicken here.
Well, let's go right into the charts. Let me show my screen.
Let's get some TA.
I love me charts.
What are we rolling at now, Bitcoin wise? It looked like kind of Ethereum was taking a front seat, while Bitcoin was kind of just, semi-stalling out or just feeling some pressure from both sellers and buyers at the same time.
Well, I think a lot of people are saying Ethereum is going to be running faster in the rest of this bull run, like equivalent. It's going to make up some ground on Bitcoin, so that makes sense that it's kind of holding its ground and ready to prime to run.
All right, I can see it. It's been stronger recently. Oh man, what's going on? All right, there we go. Where's that?
All right, so this is Bitcoin. So we've been following this kind of this descending triangle with the bone zone that we've been talking about here. This was the drop off that I was talking about with the new virus variant, and it kind of went down into like the super low support area, and just excellent buying opportunities at 53. You're going to look back at that and be like, damn, I wish I'd sold the house.
Yeah.
And
look at that, it's bouncing right off the line.
Right. I mean, yeah, I didn't move any of
Lines.
these. All these lines were pre there, so like it
Sounds
felt
right off the
exactly.
line.
If you had buy orders set for this target, I mean, you could have hit. And we had a couple days here actually where it was, or at least a
Right, where it's
day.
just chopping.
We also see this overall pattern where it's it's still falling between these two red lines. So that is kind of the current pattern that it's trying to break out of, and it's kind of still in this bone zone area.
Okay.
I think it might, it tried to break out earlier today. It went up all the way to basically 60, and then that's when the inflation comment came in and turned the market around. I think some things were up like 8 or 7%, and I think it was up like 5. But anyway, it fell back down to the red line, this red resistance, turned that into support. It kind of bounced up, and it's trying to mess it. It's just playing around in this area. So overall, this is a relatively small move to the grand scheme of. So if you go back a little bit more, this is what we really want to see. You can see here it's gone sideways. This was the big drop off back in June. We touched the yellow brick road that we've drawn here. Massive gains, consolidation, massive gains, consolidation, and now here's the moment of truth, which if we just do this one pattern again to start off this next piece of the run, we're breaking into territory we've never seen. This is new price.
New height, maybe.
Yeah, new. I mean,
All-time.
it'll just blast off, and now we're talking 80. I mean, easily if you just replicate this fractal here, we're sitting in 90,000 by January. Could go faster than that. Could even go more parabolic. I mean, that's what some people are saying. So,
What do you think we're
Yeah, I
hitting
mean-
by the end of the year?
Remember, I think my prediction was like 85.
85. Yeah.
85 by the end of the year. So the end of the
Yeah.
year is right here.
Because it was like based off all the information from October to January 1, when the trend is over the 200-day moving average, and then that like all the data just pointed to around like 86, and then from that day on, from January 1st to like this spring equinox, it was in like 125K or something like that.
Gotcha. I think I was saying around 80 also. It was either last week or a few weeks ago. I think I'm going to pull it back a little bit and stay in the 70s.
Okay.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Long?
I'm not much of a Bitcoiner, to be honest with you, but from at least of what I know of what I feel with the market and the ploy of how things are going in general, like from what I've heard, just in general, and not of Bitcoin, but in the economy itself of its environment, crypto is on exponential growth. So drawing an idea of just a simple straight line, especially at like this point, I believe like they talk about how it's like the biggest boom of people converting over to like crypto investments and finding it actually like a thing and actually believing it and taking the time to like work and invest into it. They're saying that they've never seen so many people join in, especially with the whole COVID thing, job, mental health, like kind of distribution of thought patterns. It's made people like, maybe I should look at this. Maybe I should think about this.
Right.
It's at the
You had
same
more
time not a
time.
financial advice, but taking a look into
Always.
something that obviously traditional investments haven't, done well for, or at least been starting to pull back, and then you see like Bitcoin start to boom, like in its
Yeah.
direction. So I'm thinking it's going up to like you say 88.
We're just talking about the
86.
end of the year. We just got 4 weeks.
Well, end of the year, I don't think we're gonna hit up that one that much. I think we're gonna actually get maybe a good spike up. It's gonna push out a little bit into like January. I think 88's gonna be more closer to mid-January, in my opinion, of like healthy
So we're
growth.
not too far off, but yeah.
Not too far off, but probably pushed off a little more because it seems like with this last pullback, it's been extended. It's been expected, but at the same time, like we've seen, look at Bitcoin. It's like we're re-struggling for that 58 number again. and it's been pushing it. We kind of tip it a little, tap it, especially the last couple of days. But the compounding of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, doesn't help out. But it's like all those certain kind of things have just kind of like held it back a little right below. So it's like it's trying to fight again past that reaching mark. And I think that we'll get healthy trend back, but I don't think there's going to be like a boom spike until a little bit later on.
Well, so it's interesting what you said about the adaptation and adoption of Bitcoin. There's like 200,000 addresses 200 million, and soon it can get to 8 billion people. But the adoption rate of that is like that might happen by 2024 or something like that. So that talking to the exponential component of this, but imagine that many more addresses and that much more engagement and network activity from now.
Right.
There's basically an unknown amount of demand
People,
coming
right?
that is going to change the way this turns in. Like it's no longer going to be cyclical. It's not going to be like the 4-year cycle. This is going to be the value is going to come in and it won't stop. And at some point it's going to be ridiculous. And that's kind of like they're thinking this might be this weird pattern where the cycle has been longer than expected, but because institutions are coming in. So I'm going to stay on the super bullish side, and I'm going for above 100,000 by the end of the year. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that if we have a perfect storm.
I mean, yeah, the FUD is unbelievable on how it can change the way this, the things on any second, but I could see it just going once we get past this kind of like this the fear.
The level trend. There's I mean there's either just like a mental resistance to that's part of it. I mean on the adoption thing, it's taken off faster than the internet, so we know all where that went. The .com bubble, kind of was from like 2000, on to now, and then it's like time for now the crypto bubble.
What if I say this as a theory? If we get enough, if the community as all cryptocurrency investors get diamond hands hard on holding, I say 100K before the end of the year is 100% possible. I just feel that, which yet again is still probably not a full 100% of, is that people are still too hesitant. Even with current, just because we're seeing such new things happening. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We've got believers in others, but mass-wise of all investors, they're going to see that like, oh my God, this is right now life-changing for me. But at the same time, not realizing because of a gamble hesitation that above that is going to be possible, that they're going to sell out and we're going to drop that. It's gonna,
if we get to those levels that I'm talking about, I think it's going to rise very quickly and then fall, and it's going to come back. It's going to recheck, some support. It's not just going to stay up there.
Well, so the question then says that 100K is it before or exactly at the end of the year? Because maybe the 100K hits before, but I know.
Right. I think we have to look part of the cycle. I just don't think it's going to be by the end of the year. It just kept getting pushed back.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of put these arbitrary dates, and you're just trying to guess. You're trying to give it like some sort of level. But we can look at the on-chain data too to see that whales are buying at 62,000. They're buying 200 coins. They're buying 1,600 BTC, 700. What did MicroStrategy buy at? So I mean, when these smart money, whale money, is buying, above the current price, what is that telling you? As retail investors, you probably should be
where it's
buying
going.
the effing dip. Buying the effing dip.
All right, so let's kind of transition over here to Ethereum. I mean, it's been looking super healthy.
Nice.
It broke all-time highs shortly ago. And let me kind of back out here a little bit. So it's been just steamrolling the last couple of days here after, its shape is almost similar to Bitcoin, but it's been faster. So,
it's had a ramped up increase.
So, I mean, okay, we've been looking at this, this target for $5,000 ETH here. I think that happens very shortly. I mean, Raul Paul was saying 20,000 Ethereum by January. 20,000.
I mean, people kept saying that by the end of the year too. Like
January, end of
BitBoy
January, he
halfway
said
through was saying
20,000.
10.
I mean, I'd love that. I'd love that very much.
I think there's
Very.
10 million. There's 10 million Ethereum wallets open right now.
I can see 10,000. I don't know about. Did you say 20,000 earlier?
He said 20,000. Raul Paul, which is a smart ass dude. Sector. He said,
Right. I mean, BitBoy Crypto was talking about the same thing. I mean, he was back in like June, June, and like over the summer, he was saying, similar numbers. I mean,
I'm pretty sure he said
increased.
January 2022, but if it wasn't January, it was like spring 2022, like early Q1. And so just again, Ethereum, think of how big Ethereum is
right.
and how intricate it is to this cryptocurrency and all these chains that are building on top of it. And it has 10 million addresses. Bitcoin's got 200 million. I mean, just think of the adoption rate that it's having. It's having the same adoption rate that Bitcoin did back when it started. And that's the kind of parabolic effect it's going to have here, exponentially.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a comment here. Let's say it hit. Oh, wait. Who's this? Mike, you're on the Facebook page?
Let's say it hits 100,000 next week.
Do you sell it and wait for the drop, or do you rebuy it?
Just leave it.
Oh, this is Scott. My buddy Scott.
Scotty. Here's the thing about 100,000. It's like a big milestone, and essentially everyone's gonna sell right when it hits 100. The thing is, like, there's so many day traders out there. The day traders are just kind of ruining for everybody,
Right. Traders and hodlers. So
yeah, I mean, you can just hold on to it, just ride.
Bitcoin.
This is the chances of you selling.
It's better to be in the market rather than to try to time it.
It's going to be hard. I mean, you could probably save money. There's no doubt. If it goes back down to a significant retrace back down to 60,000, you'll be like, damn, I wish I kind of let go and took some profits. So there's nothing wrong with taking profits, but you should probably, I think I just continue to cost average in and just hold on and you'll just continue to make money. So.
It's better to like time in the market is better than trying to time the market. So it's just get in there. Yes, earlier in the year we had 64K and it dropped to 30. So if you had the balls to sell everything there, create a taxable event, watch it drop all the way down, and then you knew that was the low, to then buy again, then you could probably double up your Bitcoin holdings. But it's kind of just like stack sats and stay humble and just it's going to go up, go up. So there's digital scarcity, and that's what it is. That there's just not that much. There's going to be a lot of demand and not that much supply. So we just have to keep filling up that piggy bank. You have your other alternate coins that you put stuff into. You can do some that are risky. As those increase, take your profit from those. Maybe coins that have unlimited supplies that you're not worried about selling. It doesn't have that scarcity. And then you slide some of that over into Bitcoin, or then you use that for whatever you need in your daily life. You can off ramp some of it, or move it into other coins. But
you just gotta
have a plan.
Have them diamond hands.
There you go.
Diamond hands. Just hold.
But you can diamond hands like a crappy, crypto, I guess, and it'll just get you like your hands will be all chapped and like.
But Mike, what you were saying is time in the market is more sometimes
better
more
than
valuable.
time in the market.
If you just did nothing but hold Bitcoin from the day it started, you would be fine. Like you wouldn't. Be,
no
one would say, "Oh, you held since 2013. You're such an idiot." So
no, because you would be like, you'd probably run into the person's company and be like, "Oh, well, I just bought your house." So
in 10 years from now, we might be saying,
"Now I'm your landlord."
You had it when it was 50,000, and you held when like that's going to be irrelevant.
Right, Bitcoin. We have to start looking at things in terms of Bitcoin.
Mike Sage says, "Long has a damn safe." What's in the safe?
Right. Yeah,
Bitcoin.
What's in the safe, dude?
Bitcoin's in the safe.
I mean,
your Trezor.
Technically that is in there. So I'm not saying I'm not technically lying, but it's not as probably much as you think of a Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, you did say
Hey,
you weren't a Bitcoin elitist.
maximalist, or yeah.
All right. So long, if you're not Bitcoin, what's your one coin you want to look at today,
Um,
or what do you want
I
to
don't-
check
I
out?
just I believe in
What do you
too
wanna
much
talk
in
about?
my own coin that I don't even want to believe in it. It's scary. I mean, okay, so I was a Shiba Inu, or I mean, it's still a Shiba Inu. I
Okay.
was a Shiba
You
guy.
and John are about to
You and
nerd out.
John,
So
yeah, you guys are
which
like,
I
do we
we're
want
gonna
was,
to
I
become
nerd out?
best
was.
friends.
I just kind of,
Yeah.
I still am partially. Don't get me wrong, but I've recently converted over to Crow.
Oh.
Okay.
Crow, so an exchange native token.
Yes. I'm just trying to track it like I'm like what happened with Binance, and at least in the U.S. market, my vision is this: Binance U.S. is failing
Cruddy.
hard, really hard. Crypto.com has been, or what they say, which is a weird acronym for them, CDC. But I just go by the Crow because the acronym for that. Um, they've been doing a crazy marketing play, like back to back to back, and they're still pulling off this. I don't know if I believe, did we talk about this last week? The stadium
Got some
buy, the
fans.
stadium
Yeah.
name
Yeah.
buy. That's a 20-year project. They just publicly announced to the world, we have a 20-year plan. Come see us. That's at least how I envision it. Um,
They got Matt Damon.
Matt,
Come on.
yeah, Matt Damon in that whole thing. They've
They also
also,
have
what was
millions
it?
of dollars worth of sports.
They
Sports
just started
advertising.
up OT.
Wait, hold on, Long. What was that, John?
I was saying they've also invested millions of dollars into advertising with sports, all kinds of sports.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Well, that's where there's tons of dudes with cash ready to blow, the next best thing. So people are trying to catch it. So that's a great market.
They actually are dominating it really hard, sporting wise. The stadium buy, their name is actually, they just picked up I don't remember where, a soccer team over in the Europeans. They're also on UFC. I think F1 racing also.
Yep.
So is this like
They're
Coinbase
all
is like
over.
main competition? It's like who's going to be the number one centralized exchange in America?
Coinbase will never be replaced because of what it is. I like to think crypto.com is a different type.
Well, yeah. You
Yes,
don't want
they're
the same grocery
competitors.
store or like the same
Well,
electronics store.
you don't
Everybody
you
kind of
don't
does a
go
little
to
different.
Chick-fil-A versus McDonald's, or you go to both, but they're chicken sandwiches. They both have them, right? What are you feeling? What are you looking for then? You eat at both probably still. Maybe one favored than the other, but you still do. You dabble, and that's how I envision it. And what it seems like is, honestly, let's think about it also. Coinbase accepted the actuality and value of crypto.com. They listed them. What was it, November 14th or 4th? They listed their native token.
They listed
At
Crow.
that point, they said, we acknowledge you and your growth and your value and stability in this form.
There you go.
I'm
So
definitely way too much of a Crow speaker for it at this point or not, because I just applied for the Jade level membership. I just did that tonight, so I am now have 4,000 staked of their material at 10%. Spotify monthly rebated, Netflix rebated.
Wait, this is their
Us,
credit card?
yeah, this
Yeah.
is their prepaid debit card. It's a Visa card. It's not a Mastercard, not Discover. Visa.
So you just fund it, use it, and then you get all those perks.
Yep. At their first level is like 1%. Next level is 2%, 3%, 5%, and then 8% returns in Crow itself at value of whatever you spend on it. The other stuff is just like kind of free rebate stuff. At Jade, also I get lounge key access. I'm
Oh.
like the one who likes too many free shit.
you like all the amenities.
Excuse my
Like,
language.
you want to?
I'm
You
the
should live in
guy.
a condo.
I have a
bunch of
problem.
them
I like
anyways.
free stuff, even if for whatever reason I may not use it or not. But I love free things, especially
Well, I
when it's free
mean,
money.
everyone's
too.
got Netflix. Most people have Spotify. Those
Right.
obviously
So that's cutting
kind of
cutting down your
fills a
costs.
hole already.
It includes to basically passive investments to $300 to $350 roughly. You're talking about $13 for net Spotify, $13 for Netflix, $26 per month. Um, and you're passively investing that besides also the 10%
Plus the
return
growth
on 4,000.
right, and the growth of the coin itself.
And this only solely, this whole entire idea only solely works on one idea that you believe in the company and you want to continually invest in them. Their referral program actually deters first time buyers a lot of time. The referral program is like you get $25 for staking, $400 in applying for the Ruby Red membership card. That
Right,
means
yeah. That's why
sign a
my
6
stuff is
months
just sitting in
contract.
there.
Oh yeah, it's like sign a 6 months contract with us for $400, and you get this. The loaded NFT.
People outside of like don't understand what staking is and
Oh yeah, that is
aren't
true.
used to that.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, I guess that would be weird for a normal person coming in and being like, "What? Why would I pay
Well,
you
yeah, I mean,
money?"
it's
But
just
you're
it's just like
staking
when
the
you sign,
cryptocurrency that's going to go up that you're going to hold anyway. You're investing in the 400 first and foremost.
I mean,
It's like
you are, but you still have to jump through that hoop to get the free thing. It's like if you go on like Coinbase, you have to like spend a certain amount of money, right? Or on Swan, you just signed up and they gave you $10 in Bitcoin for free. You didn't have to do anything. You just
Nice.
make
But I'm
an
just
account.
saying that people wouldn't understand. Like, I guess a newcomer to the
Right,
market.
what
Like,
state-
why would I
yeah,
pay
yeah.
$400
staking
for
necessarily.
I guess it
crypto
kind of
card?
walks you through it, but it's just like, hey, get in the door, and then that's what brought me into crypto.com, but I never used it. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll have to like sell some Sia coin. It does have coins on there that other places don't, Sia and HNT.
They actually have a pretty expansive list of ones that even at a very small amount you can stake with. I think, in my feelings, they have one of the largest ones. Let me see if I can.
So, and they have one of the best domain names like ever you could possibly.
yeah,
right,
and
right, and that's it
let's
too.
talk about-
They got crypto.com, right? I mean, it's like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous of their marketer because I'm like, you must be a god at marketing for what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Crypto.com, like track the last 3 to 4 months with them. You can see that was when they initiated their marketing ploy all the way up till now. And they've literally within 2 to 3 months 10x themselves. And if you track on how the progress they went from MCO token to CRO token in that transition to also like change up market capping, like this has been probably their like 2 to 3 year plan in my honest my opinion, not actually any and a biased opinion to be honest too.
hey, well, it's an opinion nonetheless, and we can take it with a grain of salt. But
Yeah, I mean it's it's something to keep track of.
If you click on the products and go to earn, you'll be able to see what percent returns on staking and which ones they actually allow for. And I may be that I haven't seen it all. There's the other one when you click.
This isn't it. Oh,
No,
crypto
so
earn, this one.
when you click on it, get started, crypto earn at the top right. Because that one's actually with their DeFi wallet. So which one that one you select? They also have a DeFi wallet in which way they do different staking percents also inside of that one.
Nice. So it seems like it
So
just
you
has a
can-
lot of
you-
functionality.
You can compile and choose. These are all the ones that they stake. I mean, some of the ones that are like kind of whatever, like Shiba, it's only 1%, 1 to 2%, but not ever allows you even to stake at a point. Things to be wary about with them necessarily in a certain thought pattern, especially with investing into them, is they have a fee by coin amount for withdrawals. So it's easy to send into them. This is like more of the long term. You don't want to really pull out if you're that much. They try to make it as much as little. Besides that, you can get all these options. They're growing into the NFT market.
It's all NFT gaming.
They are
With
expanding
UFO
beyond
coin.
imaginations.
UFO coin.
stable coin wise, like at 6% for having flexibility, just for putting a USDC in there at 6%.
Not
That's
bad.
because you right now probably have it at 3 months instead of flexibility, and you're changing. So you see the crow stake; those are your membership levels. That's what changes also the percents. So that's why you would
Right.
chase kind of this
So
thrill of
it's kinda
putting more
like-
in.
Right.
and
It's kind of
getting
like
more-
Nexo has a similar setup. So it's just cool how these exchanges have their native tokens, which have these utility, and then what you have in the exchange itself. So oftentimes it seems like the native coins, if you're using the exchange, get the benefits from it. It is like a win-win-win kind of scenario.
Yeah, I mean,
And so,
yeah, 6.5 is pretty competitive for
Pretty good for Bitcoin.
a 3 point, compared to like Celsius, and I'm sure there's a limit to how much you can put in there.
So
Probably.
actually, what they actually do it by is try to encourage more buying. You have to have a minimum requirement, and it's kind of, some of them are a little ridiculous. Like for Crow, you need 5,000 Crow to stake before
lot
you
of
can even
birds.
To
stake
get that
whatever.
rate,
But
Okay.
US dollar coin, $250. I don't understand the logic fully behind that. Like you
they-
can, and at 8% versus 6%. I'm like a little, some of their stuff I wonder. That's why I doubt. But at the same time, I'm
Hey.
like, you're too good to be true.
They adjust them based on how much of what they want you to buy, so that they have the liquidity.
right? They're
Fine.
using it for their own purposes, and
Right, they rehypothecate it too, so they're kind of like maybe like taking it, so then giving you something, but they're making more on it on the back end.
I mean, I'm okay with that as long as they use that to keep building the company, because that
Well,
means
yeah.
whatever the
More
returning is
money,
growing.
right.
Yeah.
You think so?
More money in, more money out, more money of everywhere.
Soon you're gonna see a Crypto.com F1 car.
oh, I'm sure, probably,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I
it's at,
think-
so it's at 0.6 here. Let me go back to the chart here. I mean, just looking at the short history on it right now. I mean,
We're looking at a pullback right now from its recent all-time high, and then we tried breaching out past. We hit a little bit into the 8, but then we got a lot more resistance towards 7.4, and now we're plateauing out. Kind of like it could. We're right in the transition zone where we could actually drop to about like 6.2 to, if we hit really hard, 5.54 cents.
It looks like it's
Depending-
holding pretty well.
Yeah, so far. But if you track back on the year, like the previous year, like its repetitive wave pattern is been steadily the same. It's just about how much of it does, which is kind of a low, kind of slow steamroll up and a sharp drop that happens constantly. You can see kind of how that happens a lot.
yeah, like
Yeah.
these.
you can
Yeah, it's a
see
slow
wicks.
roll up and then boom. And so how we hit that actual point, the 90-cent mark, was the news release of the stadium.
Makes sense.
That was crazy. If you had gotten in with them in September to July, I mean, like we all wish early on, it was a 10x.
right. Yeah.
From September. Wow.
Yeah, September, July, it was a 10x.
So buy the rumor, sell the news. Same old story.
And then,
Well,
so one of the other theories that they have behind it is like the reward staking creates, what's the term for it? Where it's like fake demand and supply for it because it gets stuck and it removes it from the system. But then it's also like it comes back, so it comes up and down, and they create a lot of like those fake waves through that
So it's
methodology.
just like the velocity of how the coin travels in hand from hand to hand. The
Yeah, if
money
it's all
supply.
locked up, then there's no supply. Stock flow goes up, and then
And the plan is like 1 month, 3 month, and 6 months. Those are usually the two stake numbers of time wise, and depending on who decides what and when is how like it flows essentially.
Mhm.
Ooh, look at Mike here. He said he's near 20x on Crow, so he's been in the game.
I'm telling
He's been in
you,
the game.
It's gonna make. They say literally, it's gonna make millionaires easily.
You know,
Like,
Crowian.
If you believe and if you believe and then they exist still, all hypotheticals,
what is the crow like family? If the Sheba heirs, and then there's the doe.
Actually, so you know what their mascot is? The lion, because loaded lions.
Yeah, loaded lions.
Because they originally, the lion icon was while they were MCO originally, and
And I was gonna say,
they.
didn't the
I'll tell you
lion
this:
gain you
Crypto.com isn't
access?
really. Oh yeah, I have. So I'm a loaded lions member. I'm one of 4,000 owners right now, around 4,200, kind of back and forth. I'm inside of their whole entire like social space. I only joined Twitter
Discord?
because of it. I'm on their
Oh,
Discord
Twitter.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on Twitter and Discord. I've
And you were rubbing elbows with a crow whale. You said make it
inside of
real.
the Twitter space, the CEO and the COO of crypto.com sits every once in a while to check in on that Twitter space. Um the the community, they're new, they're still young, there's a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
They're still trying to organize a lot of things or whatnot, but like the goal line of everything they're going towards is overtaking and becoming above Bored Apes and CryptoPunk. The whole idea behind them is like what did people pay necessarily a JPEG for? The community connections and what exposures you can get to because you're part of a limited society. Exclusivity. Which it's just kind of whatever thing sometimes you think about, but opportunity, everything else, that it allows, and
It's like
that's
being
what
part
makes
of the
that
Moose Club.
number.
One of
That's
those
what
old.
makes that number. You're not paying for just simply what this JPEG is. It's about what its utility is and what you get out of it and what others see value. You can
Yeah,
value
for
whatever
sure.
it is, and even if you don't even value it, it's just about what someone else's value towards it and is willing to say is high enough of a value they're willing to pay for, even if you don't value it at that level.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
see your value.
Well, it's just so crazy because I was like whatever about when I purchased this, and I was like, oh, they got some good strategic plan, and I'm like, as far as what I could see, crypto.com or like the Crow, they're not innovative as far as what I can tell. Not necessarily like they're like, oh, taking the cornerstone in the market. No, they're taking everything from every other exchange that's been successful, NFT,
And they're
all
just
of it in
putting
the
it all
blockchain.
together.
Yeah, they're making it so it's a one-stop shop.
It's like a
That's at least what
patchwork.
it seems to really like feel that they're trying to give that atmosphere for.
Well,
So it makes it easy to want to do all the stuff that you try to do and not be paying transfer
nice.
fees, gas fees, connect to a meta wallet. Let me go get like, which other like wallet too now. Now I got to chain a wallet to another wallet to be able to necessarily. So they want ease of use,
Right.
availability, everything, but
On
still adaptability. They just a week ago or so also did OTC. So
oh,
large investment firms can also now buy into them and invest into that whole thing, which then launched for today's news of Silvergate with them.
I haven't heard of that.
yeah.
What is this?
Let's see here. Let me pull this
Well,
up. So
it's-
Silvergate Exchange Network allows for necessary large corporations to invest into cryptocurrencies through their whole system, blockchain system. And crypto.com said how now they're going to be accepting and doing this, over the counter like purchase at like a price point for large corporations to invest in, which is, not public sale price.
right. Yeah.
So
We're familiar with that.
a service or a company out there, which is Silvergate, that does this to like transpond or middleman this. They've just signed up saying that hey, we're going to be doing some work with them now. They
Gotcha.
I'm just following them so much, but they're like back to back, been like strategizing doing these things, and they love to be people that just surprise. They don't broadcast stuff until it happens. So like the whole stadium thing didn't happen until they signed. There was no talk. There was nothing. They just throw it out there, and they just stack,
Nice.
stack, stack, stack.
Well, we're going to
On
be
the hook
talking
of the
about
stack.
another upcoming coin here. What with coin of the week?
Let's get rolling.
Let's
Crow,
roll it.
good discussion.
Roll
So
it.
let's get on
Yep,
to
some
the
good analysis there. Thank you, Long.
I
Oh, I just
sorry for my
Feel it.
rant.
No, you're
no.
good.
These are good discussions. We love that.
We
I actually
gotta-
want to go buy some Crow after this. I'm like,
There
I'm
you
already
go.
like
I'm
pulling
convinced.
up. I'm like, what am I going to convert over to Crow?
Right, yeah.
Let's, run the sound.
Hey, and Long, if you have your referral, drop it.
Yes.
Coin of the week. Coin of the week. Coin of the week.
All right, drum roll.
Let's get into the Cadena.
Cadena.
Tell me a little
Cadena.
bit about this.
Oh god.
Cadena. So what
Tell
is
me a little bit
Cadena?
about it. It's bright and colorful. I can tell you that.
I know
Dogecoin.
they have talk about good
Dogecoin.
marketing. I like these guys marketing, but another layer one product, smart contracts. They have no transaction costs. They talk about this. This is like a way for corporations to allow basically them to have gas stations, so transactions don't go to the consumers. So there are transaction fees in
they're
every
very
transaction,
low, right?
but they can set it up so that your corporation or whatever developer you're working with, they pay the transactions for the consumers. So that's how they say no transaction fees. But
that's
one of their
awesome.
big things is scalability. It's proof of work. So here's a kind of a little rundown. Can you guys see that enough?
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Right. So just looking at some of the the major players of layer one, we talked about Avalanche last week. Obviously, we all know Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. We've talked about, but just some comparisons here. So it's proof of work when a lot of these new coins are going out to proof of stake. They're continuing to be proof of work, but their whole thing is it's scalable, and we'll talk about that here a little bit later. Very high throughput through that scalability of the proof of work, low transaction fees, very quick transactions. There are miners, so it has it's Mike and I are already jazzed up trying to find our way into a KD box for the people that want to do mining, and their max supply is 990 million in 120 years, 250 million by 2030. So there's a pretty drawn out period, but we'll talk about that stuff here in a second. So let's go over to the about section. Founders, these guys, Stuart Popejoy. So it's basically a bunch of people from JP Morgan.
Sorry.
They have some ties. It's not really JP Morgan, but it's people that somehow have ties back to JP Morgan. Is kind of like the team that really started it. Here's a list of their names. So that's enough about that. So here's kind of here we go. Consensus mechanism, proof of work. It's using the Blake 256. Rewards are through block. To the miners, there's also a set of coins. Let me see here. The emissions. I want to go to the emissions. Where's that at? Tokenomics. Here we go. So coins at launch, 2.18 tokens per month. That's the rate of emissions, and it's increasing over the year decreasing. And this is the total supply going up over the total of 100 years. But then there's also coins specifically locked in for platforms. So they have strategies where you can basically get a grant. So if you're a developer and you want to develop on this platform, you can submit for a grant, and they'll give you a whole bunch of Cadena tokens to
That's
kind of
cool.
get your platform off the ground. So it's encouraging development. So that's where part of that is in the total emissions, and they've adjusted it actually. So I guess they redistributed and made it longer than where it was before.
Okay.
There you go. There's the total allocation. Overall, 70% will be fed through miners. There's 20% through that platform that I was just talking about, grants. 6% to the investors, but that 6% is already in the hands of the investors. The miner portion is not. So
Okay.
that's kind
Makes
of a
sense.
downside. 50% of the coins that are out there in current circulating supply are the preliminary investors right now. They have the majority. So just keep that in mind.
Smart contracts look to be a big piece of it.
And then, I mean, this is the blockchain thing. So, Mike, we were kind of talking about that earlier. So, like, it's proof of work. Bitcoin's kind of a singular block. You block one, you have a hash. It can reference the previous block, and then it has its own block, and then you add to it, and
It's
everyone
linear.
references the previous one.
Right. Whatever
And,
one has the most money, the most energy spent is then going to be like.
And I thought I
the
had
legit
a
one.
man. Hold on. I guess I don't have it open. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Cadena model, is taking blocks but running them in multiple parallel chains. So this is 20 blocks that talk. Each block talks to the 3 adjacent blocks from a hash perspective. So this one has to hash its block through a miner, but then it also references the 3 closest blocks in their hash. So then instead of one referencing the previous one, it references the 3 closest to it. And all of these reference 3 blocks closest to it. And when you connect all of them together, they're all moving the chain forward 20 times faster than Bitcoin, but as secure, almost 20 times more secure in theory, because you'd have to break all of those Bitcoins or those blockchains together
So it's almost
really
like
break the system.
It's like what is it? The attack, like if you do the 50% attack, like that's probably
You got to solve this one, this one,
undoable.
this one, this
Right,
one, this
yeah.
one. You got to solve each piece of it in order to really attack it, at least to attack and to compromise all of the blockchains. And then what they're saying is they can make up to 200 chains connected, which is how they get to their final throughput of transactions per second, which I think was like 480,000 per second.
Per
compared
second.
to what Solana
Yeah.
is 50,000. Ethereum is 17. Bitcoin is 7. So you can see, in theory,
Well,
massive scalability.
But that's on layer 1, right? So then Bitcoin has other, Lightning Network.
Right. I mean, yeah,
Ethereum
these
has
are,
Polygon.
this is all, there's other
Right.
solutions that build on top of these. That doesn't tell the whole story.
those.
But, so that's
Right.
kind of Solana's big thing right now.
But
is
just the 1 for
50,000.
1, right? The 1 for
Right.
1, right?
So-
Solana is like an Ethereum 2.0 almost, So Ethereum has been catching a lot of flack for all the gas fees, So that's what a lot of these other chains are
I
trying to
do got
avoid.
some.
Yeah.
I mean, so it just deters you from doing stuff on it, maybe because of that. I mean, if you just got money, like, doesn't matter.
That's actually why I don't try to do mining and that whole staking and the other ways with the DeFi wallets and everything, because of
just gas
the
fees.
Ethereum cost.
Moving it, right? Because moving
The
it
gas cost
$60.
is, I mean,
and then it
there's no
drops
doubt
and-
that is the biggest problem in that network chain. So there's a lot of other solutions coming out and trying to be competitive, trying to solve the challenge. And so Cadena is one of those people that are doing it. They have a solution. So let's just look at Cadena's price here.
Holy smokes. Look at
Right.
that.
So it went from just flat, basically doing nothing for
So,
a very long time.
This is one of the coins, John,
right
you
in
wanted to find.
October. Yes, actually. So they said that it had a lot of Shiba spike patterns towards it. And I tried searching for it myself too. Crypto.com don't got it.
Yeah, I don't think
Coinbase
it's
don't got it.
It's probably KuCoin.
Binance don't got it.
KuCoin?
Click on market, see who has it.
So I think KuCoin does.
Yeah,
I have things against KuCoin a little bit. Just,
Some
Bittrex,
people
but
do.
I think Bittrex doesn't sell it in the U.S. version of it. I
Right.
think
So it's almost like
limited.
miner accessible only. It's like you got to mine the coin to get it.
Well, I mean, obviously, as it gains popularity,
Right.
probably that'll change a little bit, but
yeah, pick it up. Exchanges.
But I mean, just absolutely exploded. We've talked about some of the miners that are on. There's miners that you buy from Gold Shell for $800. They were making $1, $2 in Cadena. and now they're making $45 a
30
day.
bucks, right? 40 bucks.
There's miners that are, they
with like
cost
200 watts.
Yeah, they were like
Wow.
$7,000 and they were making $40 a day, and now they're making $430 a
Right.
day.
The number one miner is the Cadena, Gold Shell KD5, which is like $350 almost, and it's going for about $50,000. So, but
Wow.
you still have a return on your investment within like less than 6 months. I mean, even at that price. So,
Oh, I love the coin of the week because I wish I could get it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
a little bit of a tease. It's the tease coin.
It is. Oh,
and you can see some of their partners.
The developer, the development programming language is Haskell, so which is the same thing Cardano uses. So I'm not a coder by any means, but it is I think it's supposed to be a hard development protocol or coding language to kind of do. So I guess if that means anything, but they use. Yeah, these are just some of the current partners right now. I mean,
How are they partnered with Cosmos and Terra?
I don't know. Let me see. This might just go to Cosmos. So let me see if they. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Zelcore, I know they're using Zelcore as they're a partner with the wallet, which I don't know. I was the first time I've heard of Zelcore, and it looks like a pretty cool wallet compared to like Exodus. But
Adam, remember we were talking about writing like DAOs and smart contracts and allowing people to like enter into the agreements. It looks like their contracts called Pact is like human readable smart contract language, which allows anyone to write clearly, directly, and safely onto the blockchain. True innovation for secure and simple smart contract development, which is kind of, I mean, I was taking that as maybe, just end users or people then would be able to, kind of create these DAOs to help them in whatever they're trying to do,
they're trying to simplify
contractually. Right.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're building out a pretty cool ecosystem there. I like it.
I ran into this thing called Flux, which is on one of their partners, and this is a whole different thing, but Flux was like is using Cadena and as kind of like a merge mining and kind of a cross chain interoperability
project.
But Flux is like a hash. It's a decentralized operating system for functions. If you needed to run some crazy I don't know, computerized function, you can use Flux. But Cadena is kind of linked and tied into that protocol.
Nice.
So I don't know. Yeah, the use cases will continue to build, and obviously the price is just skyrocketed up to 16. Just one of those coins that could be
right. You could have had it from like Doge numbers, and then now you're rocking,
so
almost $20. Like
$200 a coin here soon. But again, accessibility. How do you get it?
Right. How do you sell it?
I was just talking about.
What if it does blow up? Now you have nowhere to sell it. Are
you got to deal with those things.
Get the money out.
It's part of the cryptocurrency here.
I remember starting to look at it while it was still in the like single dollar numbers. I'm like, I'd be double if I had access.
I know it's frustrating. That's kind of how I feel on some of these things. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt. It's not as easy to get it. But imagine if it was easy. That's why when coins go on Robinhood,
Coinbase,
they just magically go up because people just have access to it.
So checking the other, not to fully trail back to crypto.com, but crypto.com gets it before Coinbase. So what I do is, I track that hot coin that suddenly gets released onto Coinbase. It's already on crypto.com, so I'm buying before the initial burst from it.
Right.
It's always good.
Good way to look at it.
Not a financial advice.
I guess to dive into a couple pieces of news, Mike, you showed this to me earlier. There was a big rug pull that happened on one of Avalanche's coins, built on top of Avalanche. It has nothing to do with Avalanche itself, but we talked about Avalanche last week. So this dog coin, they made a DAO, Snow Dog DAO, that required people to buy in for 8 days, and then they were going to split up the money somehow full rug pull, and it went from
All the
like
money gone.
10.3 million. Basically, when the buy-in started happening, it got the way they were doing the buyback. I guess people hacked this supposedly hard computer problem, and they were able to just buy in and
Manipulate
sell
it. Right.
and just cheat the system and sell everything. And so like 3 people got away with like millions of dollars, or 3 wallets got away with millions of
Right,
dollars.
$10 million. Right.
And it just, all the people that invested in it just got wrecked. So I don't trust DAOs at all yet. I'm still like super, super sketched about putting money into that kind of stuff. And that's why if there's some code language that just screws it up, people can take advantage of it. And it's all smart contracts. It doesn't have a bias to someone using it,
Oh, real quick.
That's a very smart contract.
On the Cadena thing, it says Cadena just dropped on Coin Metro. I don't know if you've heard of that. But it just says, they filled 730,000 orders in 20 minutes.
Okay.
So another exchange called Coin Metro?
Yeah, Coin Metro, apparently. Yep.
Okay.
And it says that they just introduced Wrap Cadena. So they have Cadena now on the Ethereum chain.
I mean, if it's anything like the DC Metro, I'm not sure I'm a fan.
No, thank you.
Yeah, why Metro?
I don't know.
All right,
The icon for it looks
because it moves stuff through tunnels.
Its icon looks like the Metro icon.
Ooh, look at this. Solana getting picked up by Grayscale.
Solana's getting picked up on Grayscale. So we talked about Grayscale with the Bitcoin and Ethereum stuff. They're stepping into the Solana world. So they're going to pick up a Grayscale holding for Solana for people that want big investors. I think it's like a $25,000 minimum investment to really get it from Grayscale. But again, just adding to their massive crypto portfolio. Pretty cool. We talk about this a lot. MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor buys another 7,002 Bitcoin for 414 million. Just bankrolling,
wailing out.
I think it says he owns almost 1% of all the current Bitcoin that aren't like destroyed and lost and yada yada yada. But he's like up to 1.1% of all
supply.
Bitcoin.
I like to be that too.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. And I think his total investment's like right here. It doesn't say it, but it's worth 6.8. I think. Oh yeah, right here, 3.57 billion total investment and 6.8. It's worth 6.8. So pretty good investment, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean,
double up.
Just billions on billions on billions. This guy is going to be. I'm almost like fearful. I'm like, what if he gets like too many? And it's going to be.
I know it's like, how are we all supposed to get our 1 Bitcoin at least minimum?
Well, that's the thing. Not everybody will, because there's 47 or like there's close to like 50,000 millionaires, and then like.
But what if he gets like 10%? What if he gets like 10%? Then you're kind of like, damn. Then
he could just everything that he gets will then make yours more go up.
I mean, I guess, but
but the question is, will we get it before that happens?
Right.
Well, that's why I've been on the grind, stacking sats.
I'm buying 7,000 every other fucking month.
Yeah, most people are going to be late. Like most retail people, they're going to be in way too late when Bitcoin's like way past 100. So
right, average people only have right now like a couple $100 of it. So
yeah.
And we talked about that. If you have more than 0.25, you will be in the 1% like of top holders, at 2040.
Right.
So like,
I mean, that number slides.
It seems low now, but it's going to be a significant amount.
Right. It's like quarter Bitcoin.
World's wealth.
With the scarcity.
Just another thing, Coinbase. We may have talked about this before, but Coinbase is setting up a wait list. They're trying to get the NFT. So going back to what Crow is kind of doing, they're jumping on board too. Another competitor to OpenSea, and
I think I was like
their wallets. They're just getting into the production of, but I do believe their wallets been their Coinbase's wallet, the
it holds
DeFi
NFTs.
The DeFi, yes, it's been able to hold NFTs for a while. So
It's just
It's just
they're
that they're
themselves are making
finally
a marketplace.
Yeah, now it's going to be a marketplace where you
like
come
in exchange for
it's
it.
going to be so easy for everyone who already has Coinbase accounts to just
Oh yeah.
now buy
mean,
an NFT.
it's gonna
Where
be-
before, again, the roadblocks to entry on like, oh, I got to open OpenSea, got to do Metaverse, I got to do a Meta
Right, I
wallet,
gotta-
do
right.
Ethereum over there.
Right.
To get,
Yep.
Well,
so
now you
now
can do
I already got it
OpenSea
here.
and,
They're going to
like,
be able to
raise
suck
it.
up a lot of business real quick because it's
I
people
mean,
right
I
there.
hope also that Coinbase makes that decision to make it US dollar, USD with the ability to pay through other crypto versus just necessarily having to be Ethereum. Because it's definitely like what turned me off from OpenSea, to be honest, everything's measured by Ethereum.
Right.
And there's such high gas fees.
Got to pay to play.
Now-
Ethereum's kind of the standard right now, so
Right, and that
If
they were talking about
they-
that as the crypto for the metaverse. Like,
Well,
Is that
if
what-
Coinbase, does that whole exchange system, and then you know what, they surprise us with a native coin, I might be broke for a while, guys.
I mean, why wouldn't they? It seems like that.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm waiting
at this point,
for.
it's every company is a way to. There's so much strategy behind having people invest in you in your coin, but then have a utility with the coin itself. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? So,
And I wonder every day with Coinbase.
and we have to think. So, like, we're trying to see what is going to be the reserve currency of this world. What about the reserve currency of the metaverse?
it's a good question.
Because whatever that's going to be, I mean, there could be multiple, but
Probably Ethereum right now.
right, and that's
I mean, I
what this
think
article
Ethereum
is
is-
kind of leading
It
into.
probably will stay that. It's the
So
standards.
I mean, that's going to be a $20,000 Ethereum, a 50,000. That's when it's going to rival Bitcoin. It'll take on its own, metaverse, which could be ever expanding. No limitations, sort of kind of deal.
we are heading to the metaverse, whether you think you are or not. I mean, everything is going digital. It's going to be. You're going to have real estate in the metaverse. You're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
have
did you
property
see
in
with
the metaverse.
Decentraland? Like
Someone
how
just
much the
found a
land
piece of
costs there
property.
now?
Yeah, I think
Sam-
I think I read someone bought a
It was like
yacht.
$2
in
million.
Decentraland.
Yes,
Someone sold a piece of property for 2 point something million.
and Axie Infinity, yeah, they did that.
And then
Isn't Uniswap moving to a different chain, Adam? Did you say that? Going to
Yeah,
Polygon?
Uniswap. Yeah, Uniswap is getting off of Ethereum and going to Polygon.
Right.
yeah, which has been the move for a lot. Axie Infinity too, and then who else? I forgot. Who
I mean, everyone's trying to get to that next. I mean, Polygon is so they're just trying to get off the layer one kind of stuff, and that's going to be useful. Ethereum has needs to fix, and they have. I mean, everyone's coming in heavy with like the next best thing, but the network adoption of Ethereum has so far in front of everyone else.
Right.
It's going
Yeah.
to be hard to stop.
Well, it's been around for so long. There's so many.
Like they have
developers.
some room to kind of like stumble a little bit.
Yeah,
And right
yeah.
now the gas
because they're
fees
so
are-
far ahead.
Yeah.
If you're that far
And then
ahead,
I think
you can kinda,
Sandbox is selling land virtually also.
yeah, Sandbox is yep.
We'll be like, babe, we need to buy a new house. They're like, what?
He's
We'll
like,
be like,
where's the new house? In the phone.
I'll be like,
Yep.
it's right here.
Right here, baby.
Put on the glasses.
It's
Let's go take a tour.
like, oh, you want to take a tour? It's like, well, I got to buy us the big screen and the VR system for us to,
Yep.
right?
Like, you didn't tell me Mark Zuckerberg was here. He's like, hey guys, like in your virtual living room.
He's
You're like,
doing
oh,
the
this is
opposite.
creepy. This is creepy.
It's like, what do you mean? I showed you the renderings of what I was going to buy. She's like, yeah, I thought that was a fucking rendering of a real house. It's like, no, that was it.
I mean, this is a real house. Like, if you think about it too, like they're talking about like, in digital houses are going to cost as much as real houses, let alone also,
That
like,
means real
there's
houses
talk.
are going higher.
There's talk about people being paid to digitally landscape.
So you go in there and you like cut digital bushes.
There's
Why
gonna
can't
be
you
like,
just make them that they don't grow? I mean,
What about you're gonna have like illegal immigrants in digital world, like
Yo, you're gonna have trespassers. you're gonna get trespassers.
And I was watching something too where it was like talking about like how they're modeling these things and they use all this different like points of reference which bounce off each other to then mirror like real life and stuff. So it's like things that will be happening concurrently in the metaverse will be happening in real life.
Oh, they're intertwangling it basically, or intertangling.
Everything's like
intertwangling it.
Hey, could be that's a new word. They're intertwangling. These worlds are intertwangling.
Intertwangling.
Just with one another. I mean, that's an interesting. Oh, so there's been a big talk in the Twitterverse of with the metaverse stuff that we're talking about Ready Player One.
Yeah, I mean
That's
I've
the
always thought
goal.
that
That's
was a goal.
where.
I mean, that's very clearly competitive sports, and then just reality, like social components, sports, and then
Right, go wherever you
at
want
some
to go.
point you'll just want to be in the metaverse. There'll be generations that just want to be there, and the real world's like, why would I want to be over here? This is,
Oh my God! Do you know what movie this is? Disney movie.
Wally.
Avatar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Wally.
I'm blue.
But yeah, well, look, we're gonna be in the metaverse. All of us. Look, we're already sitting in chairs. Look at all of us. Well, okay,
Right.
I'm
okay,
standing.
Mike's standing. All right, all right. Why can't you be part of the team?
I can't. Hold on. Let me sit down.
Yeah, I'm standing too. I don't believe
Oh,
in
there you
chairs.
go.
Wait, are you standing? Really?
I just moved too
Standing.
much.
I don't believe in chairs. Sitting is
Adam's
like
thinking.
me smoking.
It totally looks like you're sitting, bro.
Standing.
What? Oh, all right. We standing team. I have to then change
standing.
angles.
Stand.
We're standing team.
Team
Team
stand.
standing. You know, team hold stand. Hold the stand.
Team huddle. Team
Hold the
stand.
line.
All right. Well, with that note, this has
We're
been a
fine.
great episode. We filled a whole bunch of this with. I got to go back and redo the title for the show. Is what is Crow? Like,
Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, it looks too good to be true, and that's the only reason why I keep looking into it. And every time I look more into it, I'm like, well, keep showing me reasons not to doubt you.
I know.
But I
Like
want
I
to still
said,
doubt
I'm
you.
probably going to log on and figure out what I can do to convert some of my like dumbass V chain or whatever into Crow. So
They expect $1 by the end of the year on the good side, and then by next year it's minimally $2. If
All
it
right.
booms hard, they're saying above that.
Nice.
we'll bring you back on an episode like 30 and see if you called it right, or 34. So
Well,
There you
then we're gonna hit. Okay, quick insight about it. We're gonna hit a huge spike, and it's time to sell, and then we're gonna hit our lows through the year, and that's when you want to buy in at your lows. We're not gonna see many peaks unless they do heavy marketing. I've been studying.
Tip
Not
of the
financial
day.
advice.
Yeah, tip
Not
of
a
the day-
financial advice.
Tip of the day: sell high and buy low. That's what we
Ooh.
do here, so.
If not, diamond hands. Hold.
Hodl and hold long.
That's right. All right,
Never
well,
sell for loss.
We'll run it.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
All right. Thank you very much for participating along. It was great having you on the show. And everyone else, adios.
Deuces.
Bye bye.